Good morning to you. It is 9:30 on your Sunday morning. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. We had some rain out there on Saturday rather. Looks like today's going to be a drier and warmer day as well. We're also going to talk about your work week forecast over the next 10 or 12 minutes. The latest on Hurricane Erin. We'll even have a look at some of your travel weather if you are going to be traveling later on today to start the work week. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what was your Saturday and give us an idea of what we'll be comparing our Sunday to. The average high 93 degrees. The official high for Saturday in Augusta goes down as 89. The low 73 degrees. We had about 9/10 of an inch of rain yesterday at Daniel Field. The sensor there at Augusta Regional not currently working, but either way, it was a cooler than average day thanks to the rain that we had in the area. Some places got quite a bit of rain. Only a couple of spots hit 90 degrees. The high yesterday in Thompson was 90 degrees. The rain was a little later, finding its way into your area as everything kind of came in from the east and moved toward the west. So our eastern areas were cooler yesterday than the western areas. 86 in Allendale. You did get warm in Sylvania. You were the hot spot yesterday at 92 degrees, but all of us were cooler than average. That average high again at 93. Weather headlines we'll talk to you about over the next few minutes. Dry weather is here for your Sunday, probably into Monday as well. The week ahead's not going to be terribly hot, but it's not going to be cool either. Just seasonably hot and very humid. And we are, of course, tracking a very powerful Hurricane Erin. We'll have that forecast track for you coming up momentarily, and we'll talk about whether there will be any impacts on the U.S. mainland. Right now, let's take a live look over Lake Thurmond from the top of the dam. Looking good there over the lake. Pretty quiet morning, a lot of sunshine so far, and it is going to be a warmer day. You saw the high 89 degrees. We'll tack on at least 2 or 3 degrees to that for your high temperature today. By 3 p.m., maybe a brief splash and dash shower somewhere, but if you were to see rain on your Sunday, it would be one of those quick downpours that lasts 15 minutes and then the sun's back out. Just one of those days, but the vast majority of us are not going to see rain today. 8 p.m. temperatures with dry conditions about 83. Here it is on our computer map, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. At noon today, perhaps when church lets out, temperatures will be right there in the mid to upper 80s. A lot of sunshine, a light northeast wind today. A few showers and thunderstorms coming on shore in the low country of South Carolina. Those are going to dissipate before they make it into the CSRA. And by Monday morning, starting off dry. We had a little bit of fog out there this morning. There could be some foggy spots at the bus stop early on your Monday morning, but it's going to be another nice sunny day tomorrow. A few more spots of green depicted by our computer model here. So I put our chance of a thunderstorm today at 10%. Tomorrow, maybe 20%, but basically a dry day and a hot day. Temperatures a degree or two above average for this time of the year. And as we head into Tuesday, this is the real change in the forecast from earlier in the weekend. Computer models have picked up on something, a wave of energy that could be moving through the area on Tuesday. And I found at least 3 computer models that are indicating this. So I went ahead and increased the chance of rain on Tuesday to about 40%. This will be something to keep an eye on Tuesday. It's not a big weather event headed our way, but if you do have outdoor plans on Tuesday, especially Tuesday afternoon, that'll be something to look out for. And then basically high pressure is building into the area, and that's going to keep us mostly dry through at least Wednesday, with that possible exception there on Tuesday. Right now we have sunny skies around the CSRA at 9:34 on your Sunday morning. It is already 82 degrees in Sylvania, 82 at Lake Thurmond, and 80 in Washington, but most of us are in the 70s with 78 right now for Saluda and Aiken. First Alert Radar Network, as you would expect on a sunny Sunday morning, is rain-free across the area. Basically a dry forecast for today. I do think we'll stay dry, most of us again on Monday. Our scenario for today, everything has kind of shifted south. So everything on the map here, if you looked at the maps yesterday, it would have been northeast of where it is now. That low pressure off the coast has shifted away from us as well. So anything that would trigger any thunderstorms today has either gotten closer to us, the high pressure to the north getting closer, that's sinking air, that's challenging thunderstorms. The low pressure, the front you see on the map here, those were all closer to us yesterday, enhancing those thunderstorms, but things have quieted down, and we're talking about a dry forecast to start off. Hard to believe, the third week of August. Meanwhile, everyone's talking about Hurricane Erin, so we're going to talk about it here too. Category 3 storm as of the latest advisory. The winds are 125 miles per hour. It was a Category 4 storm. It did weaken some overnight as the eye wall kind of redeveloped and shifted. Just normal cycling that these storms do as during their lifespan. It is forecasted, however, to regain that Category 3 and 4 strength. The direction of movement has not changed really from the Hurricane Center, and that's a sign the computer models are all very consistent, very tight with regard to that path. And the good news about that is that path keeps it hundreds and hundreds of miles away from the U.S. mainland. There'll be a lot of rough surf, rip currents if you happen to be headed to the Georgia, South Carolina coast. There's going to be high surf, definitely dangerous to get in the ocean starting, I would say, tomorrow through midweek for sure as this storm passes off to the east. But it's going to be too far away to give us anything in the way of rain. It will not be too far away, though, to put us in the subsidence zone around the periphery of these storms, and sinking air means hot air, so it is going to be pretty hot to start off the work week. Here's your forecast for today. Partly sunny, a stray thunderstorm, but it's only a 10% chance, so really don't count on rain today. 92 in Saluda, so do count on a hot one. Northeast winds light about 4 to 8. Tonight mainly clear. There will be some patchy fog tomorrow morning. Low temperatures cooler than they were this morning, so some drier, slightly less humid air finding its way in briefly. So lows tonight will be pleasant in the upper 60s. For the week ahead, those 70s for morning lows quickly come back, a symptom of higher humidity. So a lot of moisture in the air this week. On the other hand, a lot of high pressure pushing down on the atmosphere. So rain chances small today and tomorrow. We are watching Tuesday for the possibility of elevated storm chances as a wave in the high levels moves across the area. Wednesday, your standard August forecast, 30% chance of a storm, hot and humid otherwise. And then Thursday and especially Friday, Saturday, the high pressure taking over our weather now begins to retreat. It gets replaced by a trough of low pressure. And that's when storm chances, instead of going down, will be going up. In fact, it could be wet for Football Friday night next weekend. That'll be something to watch out for. Thunderstorms likely, highs in the upper 80s, and we'll keep a good chance of mainly afternoon thunderstorms, early evening going into next weekend as well. Let's go back to that camera, looking out over Thurman Dam, or from Thurman Dam over the lake. A lot of sunshine, beautiful morning there at the lake. So if you are going to go up to the lake and enjoy some nice but hot weather, here's a look at what you can expect. The lake level is high. It's nearly a foot above full pool thanks to all the rain lately. Water temperature is starting to come back up too. That water now a very nice 84 degrees. UV index is 10, so if you are going to be outside today, definitely wear sunscreen and reapply as needed. Nothing much to talk about if you are headed to Atlanta traveling today. Their weather about like ours, so it should be a dry day in Atlanta. The coast, though, could have showers and thunderstorms. That's about the only place you're going to find rain over the next couple of days anyway. So with that in mind, temperatures around the southeast are warm, 78 in Atlanta, 78 in Charleston, 77 in Brunswick. So really not much variation in temperatures early on this morning, with all of Georgia and Carolina getting basically into the lower 90s. If you're headed to the mountains, it'll be a hot day in the mountains. A lot of humidity and heat this time of the year. You really have to get into those high elevations before you feel any cooling effect. In Asheville, North Carolina, 89, a lot of sunshine today, about a 40% chance of storms up there in the North Carolina mountains by tomorrow. Along the Georgia coast up toward Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, really copy and paste this forecast. Just adjust your temperatures, I guess, as you head up to the north a little bit. But Tybee Island, 86 today, and sunshine in Tybee Island tomorrow. No rain to speak of, and 88 for the high. Around the country, it's going to be hot across the northeast. High temperatures in the low to mid 90s underneath the center of an area of high pressure. New York, 92 today, about 30 to 40% chance of a thunderstorm. Orlando, a hot and humid day, but not bad for Florida, 90 the high. But, well, this computer model here is suggesting a 100% chance of scattered thunderstorms. It's not going to rain all day down there in Florida, but this time of the year, they do get a lot of thunderstorms. You can kind of see that on our satellite picture here. Those thunderstorms occurring along an old frontal boundary. But I showed you this to show you Hurricane Erin one more time while we're here this morning. And there it is As of the latest advisory earlier this morning, the wind 125, now a Category 3 storm. That is weaker than it was yesterday, when at one point I think it was up to 145 miles per hour. Certainly a Category 4 storm. Now a Category 3. There's the forecast path. It continues to show a turn to the north and eventually out to sea. Looks like it'll stay hopefully stay significantly west of Bermuda. We don't want them to get a direct hit either. Of course, they'll have some impact over that way. But as far as the U.S. mainland is concerned, high surf, rip currents, really as far as rain is concerned, if it went on the left side of this path here, the outer banks of North Carolina would probably get at least some rain from Erin, but definitely no direct impact, and really no impact at all beyond just some dangerous seas over the next couple of days. So good news with regard to Erin so far. Partly sunny. We'll close this out with your forecast today. It is a seasonably hot day. 92 we'll call it for the high in Augusta. 10% chance of a thunderstorm with a northeast wind at 4 to 8. As we head through tonight, mostly clear, some fog out there tomorrow morning, and 68 in Waynesboro, a little cooler than it has been the past few mornings. We're going to close this out with your 7-day forecast here. A 40% chance of an afternoon storm. It looks like on Tuesday. That is something to keep an eye on there. A little bit of a change to our 7-day forecast that we've made over the past 24 hours. And then the end of the week, that's when we think the wettest weather overall in terms of a pattern change comes in. That'll mean temperatures not as hot in the upper 80s to about 90 going into next weekend. 60% chance of thunderstorms Friday and Friday night, it looks like. And then we'll hold on to at least a 40% chance of storms, it looks like, going in to next Saturday. All right, Malik Bryant will have more on your forecast later on today, so be sure to check back then. Until then, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you later. Until next time, hope you have a great Sunday. Take care.